Welcome back to linear circuit theory. In today's lecture, we will start the topic as two-port network. Two-port network has two words. First is the network. Network is the combination of electrical element or electronic element may have the dependent source, but network does not have any independent source. When you connect a independent source into the element, that becomes the circuit. So that is basically the difference between network and the circuit. So here we have shown a two-port network with a pair of terminal. One pair of terminal is the input and second pair of terminal is the output. So B1 and I1. Here B1 and I1 is representing the input voltage and input current, and B2 and I2 is representing the voltage and current at the output terminal. Okay, so based on these four parameters, B1, I1, B2 and I2. Okay, there are total four parameters in which we consider two parameters as independent variable while other two parameters as the dependent variable. And based on independent and dependent variable, total two-port network parameter are divided into the Z parameter, Y parameter, H parameter and T parameter. Okay, so first is Z, Y, H and T parameter. So first we are starting the Z parameter. Okay, in Z parameter, input port current I1 and output current I2 are the independent variable, and input voltage B1 and output voltage B2 is the function of I1 and I2. So I1 and I2 are independent while B1 and B2 are the dependent in Z parameter, and the relation which govern these equations as B1 is the function of I1 and I2 and B2 is the function of I1 and I2 is known as the Z parameter. So because B1 is the function of I1 and I2 and B2 is the function of I1 and I2, so we have required 2 by 2 matrix. So here input as B1 and B2 and the parameter as Z11, Z12, Z21 and Z22 and current is I1 and I2. Okay. So these all four Z11, Z12, Z21 and Z22 is representing the Z parameter. So if we elaborate the equation, B1 is Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2 and B2 equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. Okay. If we want to calculate the value of all Z parameters, how can we find? First, make the current I2 equal to 0. I2 current 0 means open the output port. When you make the I2 equal to 0, then we can calculate the value of Z11 and Z21. And second time we make the I1 equal to 0. And making I1 0, we can calculate the value of Z12 and Z2. So see, what is Z11? Z11 is B1 over I1 with I2 equal to 0. So remember, important point is B1 is Z11 is B1 over I1 with I2 equal to 0. If you say what is Z1 B1 upon I1, that is wrong. What is Z11? Z11 is B1 over I1 with I2 equal to 0. So V1 and I1 are representing the voltage and current of the input port, and ratio is known as the impedance. So Z11 is known as input impedance where I2 equal to 0, means output port is equal to 0. So Z11 is not the input impedance, Z11 is input impedance where output port is open circuit. Okay, what is Z21? Z21 is defined as V2 over I1 with I2 equal to 0. Z21 is V2 over I1 with I2 equal to 0. V2 is related to the output voltage and this is the input port current. So this is known as transfer impedance. Transfer means the quantity is related to the output to input. So this term V2 by I1 is known as transfer impedance with I2 equal to 0. Same here, we can define the for Z12 and Z2 to make the I1 equal to 0, input port is open circuit. Same here, Z22 is V2 over I2 with I1 equal to 0 and Z12 is V1 over I2 with I1 equal to 0. So Z22 this term is V2 over I2, same output port impedance with input port open circuit, and Z12 is the ratio of input voltage to output current. So this is inverse impedance with output port open circuit. Clear? So this is my all 4 Z parameter, and if we want to draw the equivalent circuit of these parameter, so see, the equation is as first. What is first equation? This is V1 equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2. This is my first equation. So and second is V2 equal to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. And for equivalent circuit, input port has V1 and I1, and output port has I2 and V2. So see, this term is the voltage. So what is Z11 I1? That is also the voltage, and Z12 I2, this is also the voltage, because voltage can be added with the voltage that will give you the final voltage. So this term Z11 I1 is the voltage and Z12 I2 is the voltage. Because both are adding, so both are connected to the series. So these two terms are the voltage and both are connected to the series. Because I1 is related to the input current. So this is Z11 is the impedance. So just connect here Z11. This is an impedance. So first term is Z11 I1. For the second term, see Z12 I2. This term is also the voltage, but depending upon output current. So this is known as current dependent voltage source, because this term is the voltage, but at the input port we have not the current I2. So this is depending upon output current. So there is, we use a term current dependent voltage source. So here I am introducing one term Z12 I2. So if you apply KVL, here V1 equal to Z11 I1 plus Z22 I2. Same here at output terminal, V2 again has two terms, and these two terms is also the voltage. So first Z22 I2, I2 is the output current. So there is an impedance, that is Z22. Okay, and this term, this is also the voltage, but depending upon input current. So this is again a current dependent voltage source. So here we are connecting a term Z21 I1 and connect to a common point. So this is my total equivalent circuit of the Z parameter. Clear? Okay. Now we are discussing some important problem based on Z parameter. So first, in Z parameter, but we have said that I1 and I2 are independent variable. So what is the physical significance of this? That I1 and I2 are independent. So suppose I am showing you a question that is 2 ohm resistance, and this suppose is I1, this is an I2, and voltage is V1 and V2. If I say find the Z parameter of this circuit, so see, because I1 and I2 are opposite to each other, and if we apply the KVL in this equation, KCL, that is I1 plus I2 equal to 0, and I1 become equal to minus of I2. So for Z parameter, how can we find the Z parameter? One time we open the output circuit, and second time we open the input circuit, and if we make the I2 equal to 0, I1 becomes 0. So what is the sense is here, that if you are opening the output port, input become open. You are making the I2 0, I1 becomes 0. So I2 and I1 are depend on each other. So in Z parameter, but we are saying that I1 and I2 are independent. Making I1 0, then I2 is not 0. But what is here? You are making I2 0, I1 becomes 0. So I1 and I2 are depend on each other. So we cannot find the Z parameter of this circuit. Point is clear? Are you getting my point? I am again repeating. I1 and I2 are depending on each other. So you are making I2 0, I1 becomes 0. So they are depend on each other. Therefore, we cannot find the Z parameter of this circuit. Now, some problem on the Z parameter. The problem may have the number of resistors, inductance, capacitance, maybe the dependence source. You just apply the KVL and KCL. And how you can solve the problem? Just make V1 as the function of I1 and I2 and V2 as the function of I1 and I2. Compare the equation with your Z parameter, find the value of parameter. So I'm just writing a question here. Suppose that is a 3 ohm, that is 4 ohm. This is suppose 2 I1, that is suppose 4 I2, 4 ohm. This is suppose I1 and V1, and that is I2 and V2. Question is saying find the Z parameter of the circuit as shown in figure. So see here, because first, what is our target? You can find the current in each branch, or your just motive is to find V1 as a function of I1 and I2 and V2 as a function of I1 and I2. So see, I1 is current is here and I2 is here. So there is a current dependent current source, because that is a current source and depending upon this current. So current in this branch is 2I1. Okay. So this is I2. So what is the current is here? I2 minus 2I1. I2 current is here, 2I1 is here. So current in this branch is I2 minus 2I1. I1 current is added here. So current in this branch is summation of these two current, I1 plus I2 minus I1. So current in this branch is I2 minus I1. Okay. So now I have the current in all the branch. Now I am applying the KVL in this loop. So this is minus V1 and this resistance suppose 2 ohm. Okay. So we are starting from here minus V1 plus 2I1. This is the first, plus 3, and this is I2 minus I1 become equal to 0. So my equation become V1 is 2I1 and this is term is minus 3I1. So final value is minus I1 plus 3I. Okay, so this is my first equation. Okay, if we compare this with our main equation Z11 I1, so value of Z11 become minus 1 and value of Z12 become 3. Okay, this is the first two variable. Now what we have to do? Now we are going to make V2 as a function of I1 and I2. Can we apply the KVL in this loop? Yes or no? No. Why? Because there is a current source is given. When current source is given, we cannot apply the KVL because for the KVL we require resistance and the current, and we have no information about the resistance of the current source. Either you increase the variable, assume the voltage is here, then you can apply the KVL. But our main purpose is to solve the problem with minimum effort. So you can apply the KVL in this branch, in this loop, or either in total outer loop. So I am applying the KVL in outer loop. Starting from this point, we are getting negative. So this is minus V2 plus 4I2. Next term is plus 4. Current is I2 minus 2I1. Here we are opposing to the current, so minus of 2I1, and we are getting the plus of B1 equal to 0. So now B2 equal to first, this is 4I2 and 4I2, that is 8I2, and minus 4I2, and this is minus 8 of I1, and this is minus 8I1 and minus 2I1. So this is minus 10I1 plus V1, and V1 is my equivalent to minus I1 plus 3I2. So this is minus I1 plus 3I2. Okay. Now put the value of V1 in this equation. So just remove this equation. So see, V2 equal to, in first B2 as a function of I1, I2. So this is minus 10I1 and minus I1. This is minus of 11I1, 8I2 plus 3I2. So that is 11 of I2. And if we compare with our standard equation, this term is equivalent to Z21 minus of 11 and Z22 is equivalent to the 11. So these are the parameters of our circuit. Okay, so during all the parameter, you just try to apply the nodal and mesh analysis. So as I have previously said that if you have the knowledge of nodal and mesh analysis and dependent source, you can easily solve any circuit problem, any theorem, any two-port network. So if you have any doubt about the nodal mesh, just follow the previous lecture. Okay, and until if you have any question in your mind or doubt in your mind, you can write in the comment box, or you can mail me or contact through the phone number. Okay, so that is Z parameter. Now we are talking about the Y parameter. Now see, one more important point about the Z parameter. In Z parameter, how can we find the Z parameter? One, we make the I2 equal to 0 and second I1 equal to 0. So Z parameter is also known as open circuit parameter. So name of Z parameter is also the open circuit parameter, and the matrix Z, that is Z11, Z12, Z21 and Z22, that is the Z matrix. That is also known as impedance matrix because all Z11, Z12, Z21 and Z22 is representing the impedance. So one more point about the Z parameter was also known as open circuit parameter, and the matrix is also known as impedance matrix. Okay. So in Y parameter, so in Z, what we have said that voltage V1 and V2 is the function of I1 and I2. Here, I1 and I2, okay, that is dependent variable, and that is the function of V1 and V2. So voltage V1 and V2 are the independent variable, while I1 and I2 are the dependent variable. And the method and the mathematics which govern this equation is known as the binomial. So how can we relate this equation? I1 and I2, and this says by 1 1 by 1 2 by 2 1 by 2 2, and this is B1 and B2 simply just as the previous case. And if we open the equation, I11 is by 1 1 B1 plus Y12 B2, and I2 equal to by 2 1 B1 plus Y22 B2. Okay, by 1 1 by 1 2 by 2 1 and by 2 2 are the bi-parameter of the circuit. Okay, and how can we calculate this? First time make the B2 equal to 0 for y11 and y21, and for y12 and y22 make the v1 equal to 0. Yani what we are doing? First we are making the output voltage 0 means short circuit, and second time we are making the input voltage 0 means input voltage short circuit. So this parameter is also known as short circuit parameter. Okay, so name of these parameter is also known as short circuit parameter. So what is the value of y11? Y11 is defined as I1 upon V1 with V2 equal to 0, and y21 is I2 upon V1 with V2 equal to 0, and y12 is I1 upon V2 with V1 equal to 0, and by 22 is I2 over V2 with V1 equal to 0. Okay, these are my 4 parameters. So how can we define the y11? Y11 is ratio of input current to input voltage with output port short circuit. So this term is known as input admittance, because I1 is the current and V1 is the voltage, and current to voltage ratio is defined as admittance because both quantity are related to the input port. So this term is known as input admittance with output port short circuit. So if I say y11 is I1 upon V1, wrong. Y11 is I1 upon V1 with V2 equal to 0. So y11 is input admittance, wrong. Y11 is input admittance with output port short circuit. So this is very important point. Whenever we calculate the input admittance here, with short the output voltage. Okay. And what is y21? This is I2 by V1. Output is in numerator there is an output quantity, and this is input quantity. This term is transfer, and this is current to voltage, so that is an admittance. So this term is a transfer admittance with V2 equal to 0. V2 equal to 0 means output voltage short circuit. Same by how can we define y22? This is output admittance with input port short circuit. Y12, this is I1 over V2. So reverse admittance, because ratio of input quantity to output quantity, so reverse admittance with output voltage is short circuit. Clear? So these are my all parameters. And if we want to draw the equivalent circuit of the circuit, this is for the Y parameter. So just as is I1, voltage is V1, and for output port, this is I2, and output voltage is V2. So see, I1 is the current. So what is these two is also the current, because current can be added with the current. Okay, that this is the first lecture of the measurement. Same quantity can be added with the same quantity. If I say What is the value of 2 kg plus 2 meter? Not possible, because same quantity can be added or subtracted. So if this is current, these two terms are the current. So because one current I1 is the sum of two currents, so they are connected to the parallel. So here we are showing the two branch, one and second. So one is by one V1. V1 is the voltage. So by one is admittance. So that comes into the parallel admittance by one. So this is my first term, because voltage across by one is V1. So this term is by one V1. Second term is also the current, but depending upon output voltage. So this is a current, but depending upon output voltage. So this quantity is known as voltage dependent current source. So here we are introducing second term as by 1 to V2. So if I apply the KCL is here, so I1 is by 1 V1 plus by 1 to V2. Same here. For the second, I2 is by 2 to V2. So V2 is the voltage. So first term is by 2 to. This is the first term by 2 to V2. And second, this term is depending upon the input voltage. This is also the current. Okay. So there is a dependent voltage dependent current source. So value is by 2 V1. This is connect here. This is a common point. So this is my equivalent circuit for the bi. Clear? So see here, in biparameter, what we are saying that V1 and V2 are independent to each other. So see some important problem is here. So suppose question is saying that is 2 ohm resistance, and that is the I1, and this is the voltage V1, this is I2 and V2. Suppose question is saying find the biparameter of the circuit. So see, because 2 ohm resistance, there is the voltage V1 and V2 both are in parallel. So what is the condition? V1 equal to V2, because both are in parallel. So if we make V1 equal to 0, V2 is automatically become 0. So we are making V1 equal to 0, V2 becomes 0. So it is not possible to find the biparameter of this circuit. So for calculation of biparameter, V1 and V2 should be independent of each other. Means if we are making V1 equal to 0, there should be not V2 equal to 0. Yes, we can find the Z parameter of this circuit because I1 and I2 are not related to each other. If we find the Z parameter, so I1, I2 current in this branch is 2. So relation V1 equal to 2I1 plus 2I2 and V2 equal to 2I1 plus 2I2 because V1 and V2 are equal. So Z matrix is the equivalent matrix with all parameter value of 2. Clear? Okay. So see, one more numerical. So question is saying find the biparameter of the circuit as shown in figure. So first understand, if you can able to find the biparameter, you can also calculate the Z parameter. So in biparameter, what are you doing? I1 is a function of V1 and V2 and I2 is also the function of V1 and V2. So if you rearrange this equation, make the V1 as the function of I1 and I2 and V2 is the function of I1 and I2. So if you calculate the equation for one parameter, you can calculate any parameter. So we have to just rearrange the equation. So first question is saying find the parameter. So our target is to make the I1 as a function of B1 and B2 and I2 is the function of B1 and B2. So just first divide the current in all the circuit. So see, this is I2, 3I1 current is here. So current in this branch is I2 minus 3I1. So current in this branch is I1 and current in 3I1. 3I1 is coming, so that become cancelled. So that is I2. So current in this branch is I1 plus I2. Okay, I'll just recheck my current. I1 is here, I2 is here, 3I1 is here. So current in this branch is I2 minus 3I1. This 3I1 cancel with this branch. So here current is I1 plus I2. So if I apply the KVL in this equation, minus V1 plus I1 plus 3 of I1 plus I2 plus 2 of V2 equal to 0. Okay, so this is suppose my first equation. Okay, so our target is to find I1 as a function of B1 and B2. But equation also has the I2 variable, so we have to remove this variable. So now we are applying the KVL in this outer loop. Okay, so suppose we are starting from this point and we are applying the KVL in this loop. So see here, this is I1 and we are moving opposite to the current. So this is minus 4 I2 minus 3I1 and that is plus of B2 and this is minus V1 equal to 0. So this is my equation number 2. Okay, so I have two equations. So our target is to find out I1 as a function of B1 and B2. So I am rearranging this equation 1 and 2. So see I1 and this term is 3I1. So this is 4I1. Okay, equal to, and take all the term in the right hand side. So this minus V1 become plus V1. So that is considered 3I2. So this is minus 3I2 and that is 2V2. So this term is minus 2V2. So our target is to find the value of I1 as a function of B1 and B2. So remove this I2. So removing for this I2, calculate the value of I2 from this equation and put here. Then you will get I1 as a function of B1 and B2. And B1 variable become your by11 and B2 constant become by12. Same again, make the again I2 as a function of B1 and B2. Then you calculate the Z12 and Z2 by 21 and by 2. So this is the just how can we find the Z parameter and Y parameter. Second, because in this all term by11, by12, by21 and by22 all are admittance. So this is by matrix is also known as admittance matrix. So okay, so how can you finally how can we conclude finally that for Z parameter make B1 and B2 as a function of I1 and I2, compare with the standard equation and calculate the value of all Z11, Z12 and Z21 and Z22. And in by parameter, I1 and I2 is the function of B1 and B2. Make the I1 and I2 as a function of B1 and B2, compare with your standard equation and calculate all the value of by parameter. So, okay, today we will stop here and in next lecture, we will discuss about the H parameter and transmission parameter. H parameter is important because they govern the mathematics of your BJT. Because in BJT, input current and output voltage are independent variable and H is govern that mathematics. So, okay, thank you. Today we will stop, and in next lecture we will start the H and T parameter. Thank you.